Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Elaine Price. I am with the Cuyahoga County Planning Commission, where I do green space work, such as trails and watershed things. And I'm also on the planning committee for this entire summit. Very happy to be doing the showcase, and we're thrilled with all the different nominations which have come in. We'll get to that in a moment. So a couple of things. I think, first of all, if you have been participating, we are doing this in Zoom meetings so that you all can see each other and we can spotlight the people who actually win the awards if possible. So we're going to ask you to keep your microphones off during most of the session, but when an award is announced, we invite you to take your microphone off and clap and cheer and really support the people who win the awards or get the recognitions. A bunch of different things. One of the things is we're going to be spotlighting the speaker. And then when that speaker is done spotlighting, if you want to go back to gallery view to see everyone, you will need to change that setting on your own computer. Tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock in the morning, we start networking sessions. So we invite you to check in. These are going to be like coffee hours where people can just come into a room and meet some other people. We have folks from many, many different states participating. At 9:30 tomorrow morning is our first session on the Akron Civic Commons. Very interesting one. You heard about that a little bit in the introduction, so I really encourage you to participate in that. Also, we produce a program booklet for the showcase. I encourage you to go onto the website, ourhearttrails.org, and find this session, and there is a button there to download the program booklet. That will have information on every single nomination that has been submitted, the name, email, and phone number of the people who submitted it, so that you can contact them if you have any interest in learning more about their project or program. And it also has all of the profiles on the persons who are being recognized as champion of trails. I think in addition, there are CEUs, continuing education units, being provided for all of these sessions. All of this information can be coordinated from the iHeartTrails.org website. There's also an evaluation for every single session that we do, and we ask you to go online, click on the evaluation, select the session that you've just participated in, and give us evaluation so we can make these conferences better year over year after year. I'm looking at my sheet. I think that's everything that we want to go over before getting started. So welcome everyone again. This is the Showcase of Trail Projects and Programs for the Greater Cleveland area. This is an event that we've been doing for some time. And to kick us off, we're very privileged and thrilled to have with us Grace Gallucci. Grace is the executive director of our metropolitan planning organization, known as NOACA, the Northeast Ohio Area-Wide Coordinating Agency. And she's also a very active member of the Cuyahoga Greenway Partners, which is a collaboration working to build the network, not only in Cuyahoga County, but in all of the 5 counties which the NOACA area makes up. Turn it over to Grace.
Thank you very much, Elaine. I am honored to be here today representing NOACA and this great region. First, I'd like to welcome everyone. I know that you've been at the conference for some time, going through lots of great sessions, but I wanted to thank this year's partnership between Rails to Trails, Greater Cleveland Trails and Greenway, and the Industrial Heartland Trails Coalition, because of the great conference. And I'm understanding that we have attendees from not only outside of Northeast Ohio, but outside of the state as well. That's terrific. You know, we're here today recognizing the projects that are leading the way in the Trails and Greenways movement. These regional achievements are part of the vision and the boldness from a host of regional partners throughout Northeast Ohio, including members of the Cuyahoga Greenway Partners that Elaine just mentioned, such as the City of Cleveland, Cuyahoga County, the Cleveland Metro Parks, the Northeast Ohio Regional Sewer District, Greater Cleveland RTA, and so many others who've demonstrated true collaborative efforts including NOACA. NOACA is pleased to have been able to help make trails and greenways a reality in Northeast Ohio. Over the last few years, NOACA has directed nearly $60 million of its federal funds to projects that demonstrate a commitment to using transportation dollars for multimodal projects that connect people and places and improve the quality of life, including recently completed projects across the 5 counties, such as Towpath Trail, which we contributed $30 million to, the Red Line Greenway, both of those projects right here in Cleveland and Cuyahoga County, the Black River Bikeway in Lorain County, the Maple Highlands Trail in Geauga County, and the Champion Creek Bikeway in Medina County. And we're not done. We have many exciting projects on the horizon, such as the Towpath Trail Canal Basin Park Trailhead, the Slavic Village Downtown Connector, the Euclid Creek Greenway, and the Irishtown Bend Lake Link Trail. I look forward to the many projects we have coming up, as well as new opportunities to collaborate with our regional partners. One of those opportunities includes NOACA's Lakefront Connectivity Planning Project, which is one of our first big regional TLCIs. Many of you know those projects, Communities Initiative, to ensure that everyone across the 5 counties has better access to our lakefront. This study will provide our community leaders with a roadmap for future improvements, as well as encouraging reinvestment in Northeast Ohio through leveraging our transportation funds. We truly value our partnerships throughout Northeast Ohio, like the one we have formed with Cuyahoga Greenway Partners, and those that we have developed as part of that process, including the development of the plan that was somewhat anchored in our TLCI program. It's now complete, and we will continue to collaborate on the implementation of the plan. Together, we understand that trails and green spaces are a vital part of the fabric of our communities. Significant investments in trails and greenways help to connect our communities and provide transportation options for everyone. Trails make our communities livable and desirable. Trails strengthen our economy by improving our neighborhoods and bringing visitors. Trails also improve public health by providing an opportunity for physical fitness. There's a direct link between quality of place and quality of life, and trails play a vital role in connecting them. I'm here today to reaffirm NOACA and thus the region's commitment for investing in transformational infrastructure projects around trails and active transportation that strengthen regional cohesion, preserve existing infrastructure, build a sustainable multimodal transportation system, and that support economic development and enhance the quality of life for all. I'm very excited to be here with you today. Congratulations to the organizations that will be recognized. And with that, I will turn it over back to Elaine. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Grace. We really appreciate you being here, and we very much appreciate all of the funding and the support and the technical expertise that NOACA provides to all of our community members as well. So we are just about to get started, but I also want to acknowledge and recognize and wish everyone, if you are watching this in the future, because it is being recorded, it is June. So I wish everyone a happy Pride Month. And let's all get out and welcome everyone, because we want our trails to be for everyone. So with that, I'm going to describe a little bit about what the showcase is. This is the 4th time that we are doing this showcase of recognitions of trail projects and trail programs. We do it every year when we do the conference. And anything that is eligible includes, these are recent trail and bike lane projects within the Northeast Ohio region. There are also unique ways that people are using these trails. There's no point in having a trail unless people are on it and doing something. And we call those things programs. So we have nominations for projects and programs. We also recognize events, special events, which are used to help advance the construction and use of trail projects and trail areas. And new this year, we've added a category for people. These are champions of trails who have over their career contributed to Northeast Ohio Trail and Bikeway Network. And we couldn't pull this together without a team. So I'm going to begin to start screen sharing and introduce our team, and then we will get moving with the event. We have a lot of moving parts on this one, so here we go. We have a great team, and some of our team members are going to be introducing all of the nominations. Let's start with Amanda Kramer from the Union Miles Community Development Corporation, Nancy Desmond from the Cleveland Metro Parks, Mark Lefkowitz, who is a journalist, Scott Muscatello, who is with the City of Euclid and runs their zoning department, Kara Hamley O'Donnell with the City of Shaker Heights, Rachel Oscar with the Campus District Community Development Corporation, myself with the Cuyahoga County Planning Commission, Arthur Schmidt of OHM Advisors, Emily Rindfleisch, who has been with West Creek Conservancy and just took a position with the Cleveland Metro Parks, and Sean Terry of the Trust for Public Lands. So we're going to start with the program recognitions, and these are going to be narrated by Arthur Schmidt of OHM Advisors. Arthur, if you're ready, I will get you started.
Ready to go. So with the Lakeview Greening Program, Ohio City Incorporated Community Development Corporation in Cleveland uses limited outdoor spaces and new nearby trails for working with residents at CMHA's Lakeview Estates to strengthen connections, between the Lakeview community and the broader Ohio City neighborhood through public art, neighborhood cleanups, youth programming, and bicycle education.
I'll advance it.
Our next project is Cuyahoga Connections. Responding to the pandemic and a need for virtual programming, Cuyahoga Connections was quickly developed by the Conservancy for Cuyahoga Valley National Park as a monthly set of online education resources. Each volume includes a free downloadable nature journal, a recommended book of the month for kids, and a challenge activity that focuses on getting families outdoor in the national park and their local communities. Another quick pandemic pivot is Summit Metro Parks' Storybook Trails. Sensitive to multicultural diversity, these self-guided activities for adults and youth include mindfulness, nature facts, and I Spy games. These pop-up resources easily moved among several parks and have served 20,000 visitors to date. Again, the pandemic drove Canalway Partners' Cycle Canalway event from a single-day large group ride with food and music to a month-long series of self-guided bike tours of varying distances with downloadable mapped rides and adventure guides. Over 1,000 participants enjoyed the rides and prizes. Bike the Heights started as a pandemic summer challenge. Parents of a University Heights family challenged their 10-year-old son, Daniel, to ride every street in their city. Daniel learned to plot each course, navigate each ride, and blog about each journey and experience, earning a recognition from the mayor and a day declared in his name.
Okay, those are the program nominations that we had received. We want to thank everyone who submitted a program nomination. Next, we have the nominations of projects. And again, projects are off-road or on-road trails or bike lanes that have been completed within the past 5 years, or which will be completed within the next year. Arthur is going to continue the descriptions of the projects.
As an environmental justice community, Maple Heights' Dunham Road Greenway project supports cyclists and nature. First, it will reconfigure a stretch of Dunham Road for striped bike lanes connecting Metro Parks' Dunham Park and the Bedford Reservation. Second, it integrates the planting of 71 trees for a future enhanced tree canopy. The new Cleveland Metro Parks-led Lake Erie Water Trail expands public access to our greatest asset, Lake Erie, from one edge of Cuyahoga County to the other. 10 agencies and communities collaborated to create a formalized 13 public access points, paddle sport rentals, and through safety education for enjoyment of this 20-plus mile state-designated water trail. The Cleveland Hiking Club celebrated their 100th anniversary with their boots and pocketbooks to help build the Skyline Overlook Trail in Parma's West Creek Metro Park. Club members raised $16,000 and donated countless volunteer hours to build the trail, which leads to a 20-foot observation deck with spectacular views of the Cleveland skyline. East-west bicycling is now much easier and safer with Lakewood's Lake Avenue bike lanes. This 2.5-mile stretch sports new bike lanes, bike boxes, and an enhanced signage. Partnership with Bike Cleveland yielded promotion of an educational video on the bike box use. After 20 years of community engagement, off-street walking and biking has arrived in Orange Village. The 8.7 miles of the Orange Village recreational trails, designed with meander to protected trees, connect residents with their park, community center, and retail. Led by the mayor and her team, the $5 million funding came entirely from arrangements with the developer of the new Pinecrest Lifestyle Development. After 12 years of planning between the City of Independence, West Creek Conservancy, Cuyahoga Valley National Park, and Cumberland Development, the 2-mile all-purpose Hemlock Creek Trail is open. The trail, with its 5 bridges and scenic waterfalls, is a key part of the 25-mile West Creek Greenway, linking the towpath trail to the Cuyahoga Valley National Park to over 85,000 residents across 7 communities.
Okay, the next set of projects will be nominated by Amanda Kramer. Whenever you're ready, Amanda.
Okay. Geauga County's first single-track mountain bike trail, Big Creek Park Mountain Bike Trail, was added to the Metro Park in partnership with the Cleveland Area Mountain Bike Association. The 2-mile trail shares a half-mile with hikers and is managed for minimal disruption of the natural resources, so the rider gets to see the best nature can offer. Geauga Park District's Holbrook Hollows connecting trails sport 2.8 miles of woodland trails for hiking and horseback riding alike. Positioned to serve the residents of 4 counties, these trails fill a gap such that horseback riders here now can enjoy consecutive 100 miles under saddle. Geauga's Clarendon Woods activity corridor is fast becoming one of the most popular parks in the region. Connected to the Maple Highlands Trail, it features a high ropes course, zip line, climbing wall boulder, mountain bike pump track, and nature-based playground, and served over 20,000 visitors in its first year. Shoreline Drive connects downtown Sandusky to a range of waterfront recreational, commercial, residential, and industrial uses. Narrow driving lanes, enhanced crosswalks, buried utility lines, new seating, landscaping, and lighting have all transformed this corridor into a hub for multimodal travel and waterfront connections. Shoreline Drive realizes Sandusky's vision to invest in its people, waterfront, and future. The North Shore Trail is a 5.3-mile bicycle and pedestrian trail in the city of Ashtabula and the northernmost segment of the 27-mile-long Western Reserve Greenway and the 100-mile-long Great Ohio Lake to River Greenway. Creative engineering combines part off-road with safe on-road segments, providing much-needed transportation links for this region with limited public transit. Begun as a project to ease pedestrian transit between the main and west campuses of Case Western Reserve University, the 15-acre North Family Greenway offers spaces for performances, picnics, contemplation, and outdoor art. Terraces, stair runnels for bikes, and Wi-Fi throughout intentionally embrace the surrounding community and support the continued redevelopment of University Circle as a multimodal district.
Okay, and then our final set of nominations will be narrated by Rachel Oscar of the Campus District.
Thanks, Elaine. All right, from landfill to landmark, Brighton Park transformed a former construction debris landfill into a neighborhood asset. This 25-acre site sports a nearly 1 mile long all-purpose trail connecting the Cleveland Metro Park Zoo to a bicycle boulevard, treadway trail, and soon the towpath. The restored site provides a nature respite for residents of Old Brooklyn who are thrilled with their new urban green space. Chardon's Maple Highlands Trail Phase 2 completes the missing section of the 21-mile network in the Lake and Geauga counties. Phase 2 boasts a trailhead, plazas, and marked trail crossings at each mid-block roadway crossing, rectangular rapid flash beacons crossing, and a newly appointed historic site along the trail alignment at Hanging Rock. The Muskingum Watershed Conservation District's Atwood Lake North Shore Trail is a 0.43 mile long trail and shared use path and includes 300 linear feet of boardwalk, which preserves a Category 3 wetland and is ADA compliant. It provides both a safe pedestrian and bicycle passageway, as well as an opportunity to enjoy the natural wonders of the Atwood Lake area. Cleveland Metro Parks unleashed a tiger, but not from the zoo. In partnership with the Trust for Public Land and Land Studio, they garnered a Transportation Investment Generating Economic Recovery, or TIGER, grant to accelerate connections among Cleveland-based trail efforts. The work of many agencies results in the Tiger Trails, Wendy Park Bridge, Whiskey Island Trail, Red Line Greenway, Cleveland Lakefront Bikeway Connector Trail, and Canal Basin Park Connector Trail, all completed or opening this year. The city of Euclid has a lofty vision for its Lake Erie shoreline, which starts with a bold mission: expand public access to the lake. This public access multimodal lakefront trail is a 3/4 mile trail offering direct access to over 1,400 low to moderate income apartment dwellers. To build it required getting easements from over 100 private property owners and rigorous stabilization of the shoreline, gaining national recognition for their success. The Towpath Trail Extension Project, weaving the towpath north through a legacy of industrial properties, has been one of the most complex yet rewarding and iconic projects of our era. This segment provides stunning views of industrial Cleveland. It interprets the historic Civil War site, Camp Cleveland, showcases a railroad roundhouse, and the working Cuyahoga River. Trail Lake Park is the newest asset for the Portage Park District and surrounding communities. The 222-acre park and its 30-acre fishing lake are named for the historic Native American Mahoning Path Trail that traversed the property. The 1.6-mile multi-purpose accessible trail supports non-motorized bikes and pedestrian use and builds on Portage Park District's growing network of trails.
Thank you, Rachel. Appreciate that. And we again want to thank everyone who submitted a nomination. It is amazing just how much activity is going on in the field of trail and bike lane development and the use of these facilities around Northeast Ohio. So what we have next, we invited some key people from the region to be part of the selection panel or the judging panel. And I would like to recognize all of them. And a few of them are with us today to actually announce the awards. First, we have Dr. Roland Anglin, who is the Dean of the Levin College of Urban Affairs at Cleveland State University. And Dr. Roland is actually on vacation today and is not going to be able to join us, but he has sent a substitute, and that is Erin Vokes, who is the Assistant Dean for Partnerships and Special Projects within the college. We also have Hannah Belcito, who is the Chief Experience Officer with Destination Cleveland. Ebony Hood, who is a Community Relations Specialist with the Northeast Ohio Regional Sewer District. Michelle Jarbo, who is an Enterprise Reporter with Cranes Cleveland Business. Angie Schmidt, who is the founder of 3 Miles Per Hour planning and consulting firm. Patty Stevens, who is a landscape architect, recently retired from the Conservancy for Cuyahoga Valley National Park and now an adjunct professor at Kent State University. And Richard Wong, recently retired as the planning director for the city of Cleveland Heights. So we would like to thank all of our judges for all of the work that they have done. And I'm going to stop screen sharing. So now we're going to go into the announcement of the awards. And I would like to just share that all of these different projects and programs are very different in their nature. So this is not like a design competition where everyone is being evaluated against same criteria. What we look for most are programs or projects that really have something that's a best practice worth sharing, and or have made a significant paradigm shift that should look at, and that's really going to stimulate more trail and bikeway development in Northeast Ohio, or more programming on the trails and the bike lanes that we currently have. So kicking us off with the program awards, all of the awards are either categorized as honorable mention, bronze, silver, gold, and then we have an overall platinum award, which is kind of the grand champion of the whole event. And given the fact that the Olympics are coming up pretty soon, you can see the relationship there. And so we're going to start out by recognizing at the different levels the program awards. And I'm going to turn it over to Richard Wong to kick us off.
Well, thanks, Elaine. I like to award medals as much as the next Olympic Committee, but before I start, I'd be remiss if the judges, on behalf of the judges, I just want to thank you for putting all of this together and making this so easy looking when it was a lot of work. You poured a lot of work into this, and wanted to thank you for all you've done. So anyways, I was asked to just describe a little bit about myself. I've been Cleveland Heights Planning Director for a mind-blowing 26 years. During that time, I had the privilege of working on a lot of projects like the ones that you're going to see during this award ceremony. So, for becoming explorers in their own neighborhood, mapping and sharing new experiences with their community, and demonstrating a cycling program any family can replicate. We grant an honorable mention recognition to Daniel and the Wilson Turberg family for Bike the Heights, Pandemic Rides.
All right.
And Daniel, congrats on the mayor's proclamation of September 4th as Daniel Turberg Day.
There he is. Congratulations, Daniel. Hi, Bart. Good to see you. Thanks so much.
Yeah, nice to see you, Elaine. Thank you so much for contacting us and asking to submit a nomination.
Wonderful. We appreciate that. Thank you. Okay.
For developing a monthly online resource filled with programs children and families could do safely during the pandemic, connecting with over 1,600 participants with segments like a book of the month, a nature journal, and a monthly challenge, and finding ways to bring park rangers into the classroom virtually. We grant a bronze medal to the Conservancy for Cuyahoga Valley National Park for Cuyahoga Connections.
Yay. We don't think we have anyone from the Conservancy here today. They couldn't make it, but we'll make sure to get their certificate off to them. That's great. Congratulations. Go ahead, Richard.
For ingeniously pivoting an in-person event series to creative self-guided tours during quarantine, mapping the natural and historic gems of the Towpath Trail for cyclists to explore, and engaging participants over social media and with prizes. We grant the silver medal to Canalway Partners for Cycle Canalway.
Nice job, Mira and team. Congratulations. Okay.
And it's now time to turn it over to Erin.
Thank you, Richard. Good afternoon. As Elaine mentioned, my name is Erin Vokes, and I'm an assistant dean at the Maxine Goodman Levin College of Urban Affairs at Cleveland State University, and I'm honored to present awards on behalf of our dean, Roland England. For developing programs designed to traverse physical and social barriers, long separating underserved residents from its renewed, bustling neighborhood, using the nearby trail network to foster connections by planting trees, creating public art, building bike racks, and engaging local youth in the design of all of these, we grant the gold medal to Ohio City Incorporated for the Lakeview Greening Project.
Is Ashley here? There you are. Someone is. That's great.
Hi, I'm actually going to let my colleague Whitney Long-Jones speak. She was the lead on this project, and this was her vision.
Okay. So, Kevin, you're looking for Whitney Long. There we go. Want to just give a quick comment?
Sure. Hi, everyone. This is definitely an honor. Thank you, Ashley, for helping to support this process. It's been fun and engaging, and the important thing is that we're building relationships and empowering individuals to create programming and continue on this process on their own, and that's the end goal here. So very little to us, but a ton of credit to Lakeview residents for wanting to engage and wanting to help build a more sustainable and empowered community. Thank you.
Thank you, Whitney. That's great. We appreciate that. So those were the program awards, and now we're going to switch over to the project awards. And I'll let the judges tell you as they go through this. All of these there were so many good submissions. It was really hard. But Erin is going to continue and walk us through the next 3 awards for projects.
Okay. For creating a park program that was safe and fun for the whole family during a global pandemic, developing an extremely cost-effective model that reached over 20,000 users, and telling stories filled with creativity, cultural significance, and some bird humor, we grant the gold medal to Summit Metro Parks for Storybook Trails.
Yay, all right, Mark. Mark, I got ahead of myself. We actually had 2 gold medals for programs. So Mark Saramet.
Hi, thanks. I really like to thank our community engagement department who came up with the idea. Everybody kind of chipped in to make it a reality, and it was just something to get the people entertained on the trails while the pandemic was going on. So thank you very much.
Nice job. Thank you, and thank everyone at Summit Metro Parks. Okay, so now Erin is going to switch from announcing awards for programs to awards for projects. Go ahead, Erin.
For a roadway reconstruction project to be completed later this year that added bike lanes and a crucial connection between 2 metro parks, using environmental justice as a pillar of planning, deliberately increasing the tree canopy, and creating community connections to the environment, we grant an honorable mention to the City of Maple Heights for the Dunham Road Greenway project.
All right, yay, Maple Heights. Great.
Thank you, everyone. I'd like to thank everyone from the City of Maple Heights and our partners with the City of Walton Hills. We are very excited to get this project done and make sure everyone has equitable access to our beautiful regional park system.
Great, thanks. Thanks for being here. Go ahead, Erin.
For the creation of a unique water trail that spans over 20 miles across Cuyahoga County, west from Huntington Beach, east to Sims Park, incorporating 13 public access points with paddling, instruction, picnicking, and concessions, and promoting healthy outdoor recreation built on safety and education, we grant the bronze medal to Cleveland Metro Parks and Partners for Lake Erie Water Trail.
All right, nice job. Hey, Rachel.
Well, and it's really great to come together as a community to celebrate the water trails as well with the Lake Erie Water Trail. Cleveland Metro Parks, City of Bay Village, Euclid, North Coast Harbor, City of Cleveland, Rocky River, ODNR for sponsoring it. So we look forward to all the new signage that's going up, official designation later this summer, and getting people out there really exploring the water trails in a new, safe way. So thank you very much.
Nice job.
Congratulations. And now I'll turn it over to Hannah Belcito for additional awards.
And just before you start, Hannah, I want to also kind of point out what's going on in the background. Kevin Leeson with the Cuyahoga County Planning Commission is doing our tech work here today with a couple of people from Rails to Trails. The people who are getting awards don't know they're getting them. And that means that we have 100 people on this call, and Kevin and the Rails to Trails people are rapidly sifting through 100 names to try to find you so we can spotlight you. So as we continue, I do want to give a big shout out to Kevin Leeson and the team from Rails to Trails, so that we do have an opportunity to see who the winners are. And with that, I'll turn it over to Hannah to continue to give out the awards.
Thank you, Elaine, and thank you, Kevin. As was mentioned at the beginning, I'm Hannah Belcito, Chief Experience Officer for Destination Cleveland, our region's destination marketing and management organization. It's my pleasure to be here with you all today, and I consider you all winners, and thank you for all the work you've done in building our trails and experiencing our trails. So moving on in the project awards, for the creation of a new trail and scenic overlook in the Cleveland Metro Parks West Creek Reservation, inspiring grassroots fundraising and volunteer participation by a club to honor their 100th anniversary and improving overall trail connections, we grant the bronze medal to the Cleveland Hiking Club for the Skyline Overlook Trail.
Wonderful. David, would you like to? David looks like he's driving. Oh no.
Drive safe, David.
Hi. Let me just thank the Cleveland Metro Parks for being such a great partner on this trail. It was a fun project, and we're delighted how it turned out.
Wonderful, and thanks so much. And at least it's great to see that you have your seatbelt on.
Thank you, David. For the transformation of a landfill to a landmark, creating a crucial off-road connection from the Metro Park Zoo to the Towpath Trail, and adding a 25-acre green space in the heart of the city, we grant the bronze medal to the Western Reserve Land Conservancy for Brighton Park.
All right, here we go, Isaac.
Thank you very much for this recognition. Like all of these projects, it truly was a testament to partnerships. So thank you to the Cleveland Metro Parks, Old Brooklyn Community Development Corporation for making this project a reality, as well as the vision of our former colleague, Jim Rakakis, and Big Creek Connects. So really fantastic project. And the ribbon cutting is later this month. So I hope everyone gets out and is able to explore this once former landfill that's now a great connecting trail in the city of Cleveland. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you, Isaac. For transforming a utilitarian roadway into a vibrant connector and front door to the city's downtown, for calming traffic with narrow driving lanes and a multimodal trail, enhanced crosswalks and street furniture, and rehabilitating a critical piece of a shoreline pathway, we grant the silver medal to the City of Sandusky for Shoreline Drive.
All right. Hey, Alex.
Sure. Thank you to everybody. Obviously, our partners with the City of Sandusky. It's an amazing opportunity to get to work. I would like to introduce Michelle Bandy-Zalatoris, who is our fearless leader in delivering this project. Michelle?
Thanks, Alex. And I would like to acknowledge our partners at the City of Sandusky and Osborne Engineering. The city and the residents had the vision of rebuilding Shoreline Drive and changing it from a service-focused experience to a rebalanced waterfront corridor that connects to a larger trail network and signature public spaces. And we're honored to receive this award. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. For innovatively working with real estate developers of a new catalytic lifestyle center to fund 8.75 miles of trail as part of their development, incorporating years of resident feedback into trail design and programming, and connecting community assets with this trail, We grant the silver medal to Orange Village for the Orange Village Recreational Trail.
All right. All right. Bob, this is Bob Zugan, who looks a little bit like Mayor Kathy Mulcahy, but not really.
Yes, I'd like to thank you on behalf of Mayor Mulcahy and the administration of Orange Village on those silver award. It has been a long time coming. This was a great municipal-private partnership with the Pinecrest Development, Adam Fishman, and it certainly has changed the environment here in Orange Village, increased safety, and certainly that we saw with this pandemic, the timing was perfect. It has been quite popular, has been well received, and we're very fortunate to have it installed and the success that it's brought. So thank you again on behalf of Mayor Mulcahy and Orange Village.
Thank you. And now I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, Michelle Jarborough. Michelle?
Hi, thanks, Hannah. I'm Michelle Jarbo. I'm a reporter at Crain's Cleveland Business. To those of you I know, hi, nice to see you again. For those of you who I haven't met, it's nice to meet you virtually. I should say it was incredibly difficult to pick just one or even two projects as our gold winners. So after a robust discussion, the judges decided to recognize multiple projects. So just bear with me here. First off, for expanding off-road connections to Lake Erie, to the metro parks, and to our national park, with interpretive features that highlight Cleveland's past and present industrial river valley, and for connecting Cleveland's neighborhoods with the city's cultural and natural treasures, we grant a gold medal to Canalway Partners and Key Partners for the Towpath Trail Extension Project.
Mira, would you like to say anything, please?
Sure. Thank you all very much for the recognition. As Elaine said, there were no heads up given about any recognition. And as we get ready to celebrate the ribbon cutting for stage 4, I'm proud that I'm part of an organization that for 30 years carried the vision for this. But the vision is one thing, and it could not have happened without the support and dedication and financial acumen of Cleveland Metro Parks, of Cuyahoga County, the city of Cleveland, and NOACA, and then countless neighborhood groups who really carried a lot of the daily water to make this happen. So this is truly a partnership, and thank you all for the recognition.
Thank you. For building a visionary partnership, unifying and securing funding for 5 different catalytic trail projects in Cleveland, and linking Lake Erie and Wendy Park to the Towpath Trail along the Cuyahoga River, we grant a gold medal to Cleveland Metro Parks and Partners for Tiger Trails.
Yay, Tiger Trails. Woo!
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for recognizing the Tiger Trails. As everyone has mentioned before, these projects, especially these big projects, would not happen without the work of many, many people and many partnerships. I'd like to say a very special thank you to the Trust for Public Land and Land Studio. We submitted the Tiger application in partnership with them and would not be here finishing up the trails today without that work and the work of many, many other partners, Port, Sewer District, RTA, City of Cleveland, Cuyahoga County, many others, and NOACA, of course. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving along, for completely reimagining a shoreline for stabilization, public access, and economic development, developing a national model for intentionally planning with climate resilience of lakefront shores in mind, quadrupling public access through a now completed trail and pier, and promoting equitable connections to the waterfront, we grant a gold medal to the City of Euclid for the City of Euclid Waterfront Development Public Access Multimodal Trail.
Yay. Hey, Allison.
Thank you. This is such an honor, and Mayor Holtheimer Gale is on the phone right now, but I'll just speak for a few seconds here. You know, since 2009, this nearly $13 million project has been truly championed by our residents. So we have to thank them, our council, the engineers at Smith Group, the contractor Mark Haynes Construction, and all of the stakeholders, project partners, and especially the funders who have made the progress here in Euclid possible. We're looking forward to seeing some of you on Wednesday at our virtual session in the morning and the walk shop in the afternoon. So thank you.
Thank you. For the creation of a terrace greenway that connects a student center to a new performing arts center through the Cleveland Museum of Art's Fine Arts Garden, for installing 15 acres of walkways, stairs, picnic terraces, seating, bike parking, lighting, 275 new trees, and free Wi-Fi, which also reaches the nearby, lesser served neighborhoods, and developing a seamless connection between campus and community. We grant a gold medal to Case Western Reserve University and partners for the Nord Family Greenway.
No one's here.
We're
Thank
early.
you. Thank you. It's a great honor. Thank you for the recognition on behalf of the university. It was a great project to be involved with. I want to thank all our partners as well, Sasaki and everybody. So appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks to everyone who submitted. I'm now going to hand it back to Elaine for our champion awards.
Great, thank you, Michelle, and thank you everyone on that. Very exciting. We do encourage you all to, again, first of all, download the program booklet from the website at iHeartTrails, and you can go to this session, and it is just packed with information. All of these different submissions have one page in there and the name and the contact information. So this is a good way to be reminded of all these different places you might want to get out and visit and explore and experience these new sessions. I mentioned that we added a new category this year in a more formal fashion called Champions of Trails, and that is about people. And this recognition is to honor individuals for their regional impact and notable contributions in the advancement of trail or bikeway development and access through their history of leadership, funding, policy, advocacy, programming, and other related efforts. To read the recognitions for Champions of Trails, Nancy Desmond, who is with the Cleveland Metro Parks, will lead us through this.
Thanks, Elaine. It's my distinct honor to be the reader for this section because over the last 20 years, I've worked with or ridden bikes with almost all of these people that are getting this honor. So to start, this champion has volunteered tirelessly the past 20 years for mountain bike access in the Cleveland, Ohio area, and has been a treasurer of the Cleveland Mountain Bike Association, known as CAMBA, for nearly as long. Attending numerous trail building seminars, he not only helps design and build mountain bike trails, he educates trail users and mountain bike riders on proper trail use and etiquette. He advocates at his own expense with Washington legislators for mountain bike access. Recently, this champion partnered with Geauga Park District to build 3 miles of single track tip trail with more to come in their Big Creek Park. Nominated by William Brom, we recognize and thank Mike Ryba of CAMBA as a 2021 Champion of Trails. Congratulations, Mike, my friend Mike. Good job.
Hi, and thank you, and I appreciate it. And I think a lot of people on the call are just as dedicated, and I appreciate the chance to be recognized. Thank you.
Great, congratulations.
Thanks, Mike, well deserved. This next champion is the founder of Rails to Trails in Wayne County, Ohio. In 1994, he launched efforts to build the Sippo Valley Trail in Dalton to connect into Stark County. It opened in 2002. He volunteers tirelessly for all events, regular maintenance, and trail monitoring. He helps with future trail development, scouting opportunities to acquire old railroad rights of way. He organizes fundraising rides, documents the organization's history, and keeps records of all efforts and successes. Because he rides trails everywhere, he learns and shares a wide range of rail trail history. Nominated by Rails to Trails of Wayne County, we recognize and thank Keith Workman of Rails to Trails Wayne County as a 2021 Champion of Trails.
All right, Keith.
Thank you very much for the award. I told the board I don't know why I need to be nominated for something I enjoyed doing so much, but thank you very much.
An instrumental leader in the founding growth and evolution of the Ohio City Bicycle Co-op, this champion serves youth and adults alike in promoting bicycling, bike safety, and bike maintenance skills in the Cleveland area. He works tirelessly leading rides, running the Earn a Bike program for youth, teaching bicycle maintenance, and coordinating a huge team of volunteers to run all of that. His leadership has transformed Ohio City Bike Co-op into like a public library for bikes. And his efforts drive their mission to promote bicycling in Greater Cleveland and engage youth and adults in cycling activities that foster independence, resourcefulness, and good health. Nominated by Spoke Sisters, we recognize and thank Jim Sheehan of Ohio City Bike Co-op as a 2021 Champion of Trails. I don't know if Jim is with us. There he is. Thanks, Jim. Well deserved. For over 40 years, this next champion has promoted trail, economic, and social development in the Slavic Village neighborhood of Cleveland. She was a driving force of the Morgana Run Trail, Cleveland's first rail trail. This 2.5-mile trail provides an east-west connection for the neighborhood and positions Slavic Village for regional connections to downtown Cleveland, the towpath, and Cleveland Metro Park's Garfield Park Reservation. To complement the trail, she spearheaded the installation of nearly a dozen public art pieces along the trail and later assisted in converting the adjacent former Woolen Mills property into the Morgana Bluffs Nature Preserve. Her contributions in this neighborhood and green space are too numerous to list. Nominated by Slavic Village Development Corporation, we recognize and thank Marlene Wesleyan, recently retired from Slavic Village Development Corporation, as a 2021 Champion of Trails. I don't think Marlene's with us, Elaine. And there she is, her smiling face. For 3 decades, this champion shepherded the idea of a trail following the historic path of the Ohio and Erie Canal. That vision blossomed into a national heritage area that preserves and interprets the natural, cultural, and historic resources of the region. This trail is nearly realized with the substantial completion of the towpath trail extension and the initiation of site improvements for Canal Basin Park. This champion created a blueprint for public engagement in driving a project. Marathon races, river sweeps, and a menagerie of other events drove thousands of citizens into the trail spaces, generating a passionate public demand second to none to finish the towpath. Trail project leaders near and far are copying this approach. Nominated by Canalway Partners, we recognize and thank Tim Donovan, who is still serving as an advisor to Canalway Partners, as a 2021 Champion of Trails. Thanks, Tim.
Is Tim here?
There he is. There's the man. Who doesn't know Tim Donovan? Okay, this final award, Champion Award, is in memoriam. This champion's passion for green space, combined with his natural ability to connect with others, made a lasting impression on countless people throughout his life. His career began with the National Park Service, ultimately leading him home with Cuyahoga Valley National Park. Over the course of his career, he helped both the National Park Service and later the Trust for Public Land acquire and protect thousands of acres. to protect from commercial development his boyhood playground, Parma's West Creek Valley. He founded what is today the West Creek Conservancy, activated citizens, and successfully advocated for the creation of a park, now the West Creek Reservation of Cleveland Metro Parks, with more than 7 miles of trails. He formed the vision of the West Creek Greenway, recently adopted into the Cuyahoga Greenway plan, to tie the new park to the towpath trail. He played a key role in the development of the City of Independence recently opened Hemlock Trail as part of this greenway. Nominated by Cuyahoga Valley National Park, we recognize and thank Dave Vesarelli as a new category, a forever champion of trails. We miss you, Dave, very much. And that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Elaine again.
Thank you, Nancy, for the beautiful reading of those recognitions. And again, congratulations to all of you trail champions. And we're still developing how the trail champions are going to work, but I think the team voted unanimously that you are all part of the committee for the next time we do this. We would really appreciate that. Okay, our final award is the Platinum Award. And again, I mentioned earlier, this is for either a program or a project or a pop-up that we really feel is a game changer and inspiring for the region. And I'm going to turn it back over to Richard Wong to describe the Platinum and announce the award.
Thanks, Elaine. Every conference, we select one submission as an overall most notable entry for the highest recognition, the Platinum Award. This project or program is recognized for having a transformative impact, which will help propel even more high-quality trails, bikeways, or programming in Northeast Ohio's future. The 2021 Showcase Platinum Award goes to the City of Euclid. City of Euclid Waterfront Development Public Access Multimodal Trail. Yeah, yes, and Allison and Mayor Holzheimer, Elaine recruited me for this because I had a special strong empathy for people working for a relatively small first-ring suburb. And we understand how you have precious, limited resources of time and money. So thanks for delivering an award-winning trail.
Well, thank you, Richard, and thank you to everyone on this committee. It really is exciting to see the Euclid model be a catchphrase that it's not just the mayor and I talking into an echo chamber anymore. It's really it's something that Cuyahoga County and other regional partners have picked up, and we'll continue to see this replicated across the shoreline. So thank you. That's a huge honor. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, and so glad. And again, for those of you who are registered, you can take a site visit of the Euclid Trail Project on Wednesday. So that's our showcase for the 2021 conference. Again, I really want to thank all of the men and women who volunteered to be on the judging panel for the time that they put into reviewing these projects and the wonderful discussion that we had about them. I also really want to thank the team. There is a lot of work that goes into coordinating this, and we just had a fantastic team of everybody pitching in to do a part. I hope that this concludes our showcase. Again, I want to wish everyone a happy Pride Month, and we have a happy hour reception starting about 5 or 5:15. And also Rails to Trails has set up the web page so that anyone, whether you've registered or not, you can go onto the web page, you can find the session, and you can click on it to join when it happens. So if you didn't register for the reception, doesn't matter, come on anyways. And if you haven't registered yet for any of the other sessions later this week, you can really just go onto the website, ihearttrails.org, and click in and participate in any of the sessions that we have here. So again, special thank you to Kevin Leeson and Anthony and Yvonne from the Rails to Trails organization that have been pushing all the magic buttons in the background. thank you to everyone who submitted, and a special thanks to everyone who earned a recognition this time around. We'll see you. Thanks so much.